Hi, I'm Mark Mazzaferro, Public Information Officer for the City of Vacaville, and this is another episode of the Vacaville View. In today's episode, we're going to meet Melyssa Laughlin, who's President and CEO of Visit Vacaville. She's going to tell us about an upcoming event, Restaurant Week. We're going to meet the owner of one of the newest restaurants in town, Back Door Bistro. And finally, Josephine Silva is going to tell us all about her days as an employee here at the Nut Tree. So stay tuned. We are here with Melyssa Laughlin, President and CEO of Visit Vacaville, the tourism bureau for the city. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And Melissa is going to talk to us about Restaurant Week, which is coming up in just a few days, isn't it, Melissa?
It does. It starts here on Friday night and goes through the 26th. And we are highlighting a number of our wonderful restaurants here in Vacaville with some great specials, deep discounts, and it's a great opportunity for people to get out and try new restaurants and try new dishes.
Now, this is not the first year we've had Restaurant Week, is it?
This is our third annual.
Third annual Restaurant Week here in the city of Vacaville. So tell us about some of the restaurants that are participating in Restaurant Week.
We are so lucky. We have a wonderful group this year. We've got Fuso and China House downtown, the new Back Door Bistro that has their own beautiful new space. Buffalo Wild Wings has some cool late night specials with some cocktail drinks as well. Amici's, Merchant in Maine, Mary's Pizza Shack, the Bistro actually if you want to get some coffee specials over at the Courtyard by Marriott, and City Sports Bar and Grill over at Stars.
Excellent. And all of these are listed on your website, I assume?
They are. You can find all of the specials and all the information on visit Vacaville.com and VacavilleRestaurantWeek.com, as well as Vacaville Restaurant Week on Facebook.
So, Melissa, what's the purpose of Vacaville Restaurant Week?
Absolutely. It was an opportunity for us to highlight the great dining scene here in Vacaville. We've got a number of really fantastic restaurants. We've got people that travel in from all over that are staying in our hotels that we want to get out and dine in Vacaville. And so this was just a way to entice people to get out, to dine when it's not the busiest time in all of our restaurants, and to experience some places that maybe they've never been before and do it at a really amazing price.
And one of the restaurants I'm glad is participating is Buffalo Wild Wings, because I like to say Buffalo Wild Wings.
That's amazing.
Is that?
Great job.
It drives my wife crazy.
I can see why.
So anyway, Buffalo Wild Wings, you got chains, you got big places, you got little places. It's a nice array of different places out there for people to choose.
It is. We like to have a good mix. You know, definitely people like to have the names they know, but we really want them to get out and try local restaurants. We want them to support our local restaurateurs, and we've got a great mix of both.
And what are people going to see when they go into one of these restaurants for Restaurant Week? What is going to be different about it versus not Restaurant Week?
Some of our restaurants are participating with some specials that they don't have on the menu the rest of the year. Most of them are just offering deep discounts on the menu items that they do have. So price is going to be the biggest thing. Some of them also have some cocktail specials that are always special.
And back to my favorite place, Buffalo Wild Wings. They got a whole week of stuff going on, don't they?
They do. Yeah.
Which is nice. That's the idea, right?
Absolutely. We love when the restaurants kind of help us promote this. This isn't just, it's a partnership between us and the restaurants, and actually with Visit California as well. Our state tourism office is out promoting our Restaurant Week throughout the state, and our restaurants are help promoting, we're promoting. So it's a great opportunity to get our local restaurants' names out, not only in Vacaville, but throughout the state.
As I'm sure the folks at home can see, we're standing in front of the Visit Vacaville offices. Now, this is a new location for you guys.
It's a new location. We've just been here a couple of months. It's a partnership between Visit Vacaville, the Vacaville Museum, and the Nut Tree Shopping Center. And up front in our visitor center, we've got a whole new retail section with Vacaville souvenirs, and we will soon have a lot of historic Nut Tree items, things that you would have found here with the original Nut Tree.
Well, I see through the window you've got some Nut Tree cookbooks, you've got some mugs, some cookie cutters. There's some cool stuff in there. And so the folks from the museum, are they going to be down here working too sometimes, or?
They will. They'll be covering the weekends. You'll get Visit Vacaville staff during the week, and on the weekends you'll get Vacaville Museum staff. So you'll not only be able to get information if you're visiting to Vacaville, but also get a lot of the great history from the docents at the museum.
That's cool. That's a good partnership between you guys and the museum. I'm a big fan of our museum. They got a lot of cool information. They got a lot of neat displays, and they have their own thing going on downtown too. So good partnership. Same with the Nut Tree here and you guys, that they allow to use this space, and you're kind of sandwiched between two of my favorite places. I mean, a candy store and an ice cream shop. How bad could that be?
How bad can it be? That's right. We're pretty lucky.
So do you spend a lot of time at the ice cream shop, Melyssa? Or?
Well, we actually have a wonderful window right into the ice cream making facilities at Fenton's, so we get to see them making ice cream every day, all day. You know, so it's rough.
Yes. Well, great. Thank you for the information about Restaurant Week. We're glad it's here again this year. I want to encourage everybody to visit the website and check out the participants, and then enjoy a week or so of dining in the city of Vacaville.
Excellent. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Melyssa. All right, we are here with Lindsay Gilpin, the owner of Back Door Bistro here on Merchant Street in Vacaville. We're going to meet Lindsay, talk about her restaurant, her career, and introduce you to, in my opinion, the best restaurant in Vacaville today. So, Lindsay, thank you for spending some time with us.
Of course.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? You know, on your website, it talks about how you grew up in Vacaville. You went to Vaca High grad, go Bulldogs.
Yep.
And then you went off to college, and you ended up here in the restaurant business. So kind of take us through that journey to 826 Merchant Street?
829.
829 Merchant Street.
And well, yes, I graduated from high school and decided to go to Humboldt State. Very kind of down to earth feel, and that really kind of appealed to me. So went up there. I was environmental ethics for a while, you know, the typical college, like going through 5 different majors kind of thing. And then it was journalism, and I decided I really started getting into food. They had this amazing farmers market there. It takes over the whole middle kind of park, downtown Arcata, and just started cooking with my roommates, and was kind of thinking maybe I could be a food critic, but I'm not really much of a critical person. So just started talking to my folks, and my dad actually suggested, well, why don't you think about business? If you're thinking about going to culinary school down the line, what better hand in hand than to do business? So I did, and got my business degree there and in business management, and decided to go to culinary school.
And you went to the one in Napa Valley, right?
I went to the one in Napa. There's 2 in Napa Valley.
Right.
The one I went to is called Napa Valley Cooking School. It's a little bit of a smaller school, and I loved it. At the time, it was run by 2 women chefs. And it's basically a little under 2-year program, and I was just completely immersed in it. It was a lot of work, and but you learned so much. Right. And so from there, I decided to do my externship at Soul Bar in Calistoga. It's a spa and resort there.
Right.
It's a Michelin-starred restaurant, and that was hard work, a lot of sweat and tears. And but I loved it, and so I was there about 3 years, and was kind of ready for a change. And there was a cafe in Vacaville here called Linda's Corner Cafe, and my dad had gotten a conversation with the owner there, and she wanted someone to cook at night, but she didn't want to do it. Right. So I came in and talked with her, and we kind of started making it happen. And then about 8 months later, I was open there Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights. Right. And we decided to call it Back Door Bistro because it was kind of a little bit, I mean, it was legal, but, you know, we kind of came in the back door, and we were sharing the space with her, sharing expenses, and so I was there about 9 or 10 months, and very well received, by the way. It was crazy, you know, because somebody told me about the place, and we didn't. I was thinking, I gotta go. Schedule doesn't allow you sometimes, but I would. You know, I post on Facebook and Twitter, and people say, "Oh, I've been there. It was wonderful." So right off the bat, that must have been very encouraging for you. It was. I mean, it was kind of surreal that you know, I was doing this after really not being in the industry very long. Yeah, right. But there was a demand for it, and I decided I think we need to be open more days, more time, and I found this space. and it was a great deal. And so my whole family really put in the energy here. I mean, my mom picked out the lights, my dad picked out the doors, my boyfriend made the concrete countertops. We just did it all ourselves,
right.
And it's just ever evolving. And some of my servers and one guy who works in the kitchen with me, Jimmy, they came with me from the pop-up. And they're great, and we've all just been growing and changing together.
Okay, so you decide you're going to open your restaurant, and here you are, and how are things going so far?
Really well. We haven't really done much advertising. A lot of the people who found us at Linda's have come here, and then we've had a few reviews in the local magazines, which has been huge for us. And so I'm kind of working up a campaign as far as more advertising.
Sure.
Because we want to be busy all the time.
Right. So tell us about the menu.
Well, it's ever changing. We try to do everything seasonal, local, organic. All of our meat is hormone free. All of our seafood is on the Best Choice from Monterey Bay Aquarium. So we just kind of focus our energies on those sort of things. And so for example, if something comes, it's okay, well now bass is in season. Okay, what are we gonna do with bass? Well, parsnips or, you know, things like that.
Right.
And so just tonight we're going to do a Nyman Ranch rack of lamb. So the lamb is raised right over in Rio Vista. I mean, you can drive over and see the lamb.
See your dinner.
See your dinner.
Hey,
which for some people may be kind of weird. They don't really want the connection.
Right. Yeah, good point.
But you know, for some people, like the slow food movement that's going on in Solano County, I get a lot of people coming in and they love it.
Right. What are your plans for the future? I mean, I don't want to get too far ahead of the game, but I mean, you're doing real well. You must be thrilled. Are you thinking down the road yet at all or not?
Yeah, I mean, I am. I'm trying to figure out where I want to be, where I want to, you know, spend my time. And I do catering here and there. My sister, my older sister, is coming on board to be the front of house manager in April.
Oh, great.
Which is going to be huge because right now it's kind of me doing it all.
You're chief cook and bottle washer, right? I mean, that's an old restaurant expression,
Yeah.
or maybe not even a restaurant expression, but yeah, you got to do everything.
Right. So that I think is really going to elevate us too, because we wanted really, the future is just to get better and better as far as the food quality, the service quality, and that's about it. And just for people to know that we're here.
Why don't you tell me why you chose to open a restaurant, this type of restaurant in Vacaville?
Well, I felt like there was demand for it. For me, well, I live in Napa. My boyfriend's a winemaker, so it's obviously the mecca for him and for food.
Right.
But I felt that I would come, my whole family still lives here, and I would come here and I was kind of missing a little bit more of that kind of like local, everything made fresh feel. And I was ready to, I felt I could do it. You know, I had my family backing me, and I just thought Vacaville needs it.
Okay, so right now you're open for dinner only. You're
Yes.
Tuesday through Sunday, is
Yes.
that? Okay, and are there plans to open for lunch anytime soon?
There are plans. I'm kind of thinking around April when my
okay.
sister comes on board
sure.
and we kind of, you know, okay, now we're set. Because I don't want to overextend. I want the food quality to stay consistent, and but we have a lot of demand for lunch. People are asking all the time.
Sure.
So I would like to do that. Yeah.
Any last words you want to share with us about your restaurant and what's happening down here at Back Door Bistro?
We just really want to keep growing, keep our wine list growing, keep interesting things coming, and I would love for just people to feel like they can come for a special occasion, but also feel they can just stop by and have a glass of wine and a bite after work.
And if a friend of yours who was a chef who was looking for a place to start his business said, how about Vacaville? What would you tell him?
Well, I think I would say...
At the risk of bringing competition.
I know. No. I would say do it because we need it here. And it's almost one of those things where, like I said with Napa, I mean, there's so many great restaurants that it's almost like the competition is canceled out because everyone just goes there to eat. That if your food is good, people are going to come. Right. So...
Well, welcome to Vacaville. We're thrilled that your restaurant is here, and hopefully you'll stay around for a long time. And hopefully you folks at home will come check out Back Door Bistro and have the same experience I had, which was wonderful. So thank you, and welcome to town, or welcome back to town, and good luck in your future.
Thank you so much.
Sitting out on the front porch, Mrs. Power used to drive back and forth. She stopped by one day and she asked me if I wanted to go to work for her, and I said, well, yeah, I'll go to work. Well, because I was too shy to even look for work. If I didn't have her, I wouldn't have gone to work anyplace. I was too shy to go to ask for work. So she stopped by and asked me, and I said, yeah, I'll go. So I did, and stayed there ever since. I started with Emma McCadden out in a little pantry, little hole. And then I went into waitress work, which they were really proud of what I did. I used to make some real good milkshakes over there. Worked in a patio, had really nice. And that was that was the old place before they put the new ones on. They built the new one. The old one, they had shades, or wood shades they had to cover up at night, put them back up, and move everything away. People used to come out and eat out out in front there and watch all the cars go by. Oh, it was nice. It was really nice. I did waitress for a long time, for quite some time. And then they opened up the toy shop, and I was called to the toy shop. I was the first one to open the toy shop, and I worked there for 25 years.
Well, that's it for this episode of the Vacaville View. Remember, if you have any questions or comments, give me a call, 707-449-5371, or email me at channel26@cityofvacaville.com. Thanks for watching.